Good morning, Isaac's Army. What is going on? Happy Black Friday. We hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. I'm Big Shaun. That's Dave. And we're here to talk about the news, give you something to listen to while you head out and get that Christmas shopping done or whatever it is you're doing on this beautiful holiday morning. How you doing, dude?
What's up, Big Sean, man? I'm doing great, man. I ate good yesterday. I slept good. We're going to be doing this little morning show thing, I think, going forward. I think that's a pretty cool concept.
A lot of people could use something interesting to listen to on their way to work, and a lot of the information we provide people consider to be interesting. I know I for sure do, and yeah, we're committed to it. We're going to bring you some cool stuff. We're not sure of the days yet, but expect a morning show, I'd say at least weekly going forward, right?
Yeah, weekly for sure. I would love to commit to that.
So,
So
it's
yeah,
been,
dude, I think we can go through some of these news topics and just kind of learn what the hell's been going on. But yeah, dude, like I think you were about to say, it's been a pretty crazy 24 to 48 hours. Uh, you had this shooting over right by the White House. Now it's, I mean, fill me in on that, dude. I really haven't watched much, Donna. What do you know about it?
what I've been seeing is that it was confirmed by CNN, of all people, to be an Afghan national, allegedly here illegally. And I don't know. It just raises a lot of questions. We keep seeing events like this. We keep seeing things like this. We got to get past the virtue signaling. It's not about caring about people at this point. It's about having folks around in your country that don't believe in anything that you believe in, and as a result, we're citizens are at risk. These people don't want to assimilate. They don't want to be a part of our culture. They want to take over our culture, and I mean, I'm not for that. I don't know about you, dude.
No, absolutely, man. We do need to protect the American culture, dude. Is people like to say we don't have a culture, which is complete bullshit. Um, I think America has an amazing culture. If you ever traveled the world, you would understand that. Um, but so we're rich in culture, and we need to protect it. It's when we had, our peak. I think was in probably the 1950s, as far as how things were, how everyone could afford a home.
Yeah, it
People
was
had jobs.
yeah, there were family values. People cared. There was in the American culture that people say doesn't exist or whatever is really just a beautiful melting pot of cultures all over the world, all bonding together over trying to forge a new path in a new world.
So a
And
lot of the
that's what made
white
this beautiful.
nationalists or whatever you want to call them, that they point to that era and say it was majority white at that time. And you could make those arguments that, yeah, when if you come to this country and you don't assimilate, like that's no longer the America that people are striving for. A lot of these people are coming here and bringing their own culture and not trying to, like you said, even assimilate at all. It's like learn English, celebrate Thanksgiving, celebrate Columbus Day, all sorts of different things that you could do. Just learning English is the biggest, man, because right now I think half the country is like Spanish, and it's creeping up on overtaking English. Trump actually had to make that like a thing where he had to make. Didn't he make English the official language of the U.S.? That he had to do some bizarre shit like that. And actually,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually for that. I know that a lot of that stupid shit is just kind of political theater, but there's no doubt. I remember hearing that in like eighth grade Spanish class, like my Spanish teacher bragging that, like, oh, by the time you guys are adults, Spanish is going to be the dominant language in the U.S. Like the Spanish, like I just remember clearly her bragging to us. I'm like, fuck this lady. It was like seventh or
Right.
eighth grade. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not learning Spanish. I like refuse to learn it. And yeah, now my wife has Spanish descent.
I don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with with different languages and being used in households or things of that. But in order to have a society that's unified and a society where everybody's included, which is what these other folks claim that they want, how can you have something like that when you have 65 different languages being spoken at the same time? You can't, if you get to a point where you can't go to a place in your town and you can't communicate with people, how is that building the melting pot that America's known for? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, people hear melting pots. They think, oh, I could come here and just live my culture and live my way of life here, and they can assimilate around me. You know,
No,
you
but the
walk.
way it's supposed to work.
I walk into stores around here, and they start talking Spanish to you right away. I mean, maybe it's the way I look or whatever because I have a darker complexion, um, but it's fucked up, dude. That should not happen. I've never been to other countries where they just start talking English to you when they don't
No,
speak
and
when English isn't their. And if you
the
go to
beauty of
these
the
other
melting
countries
pot.
and you try and push through, like if we just went to like I don't know, Colombia for example, or one of them South American countries, and just started making it look like America and not assimilating, like they would fucking hate us. Just like the Mexicans, all these people that moved to these Americans that moved to Mexico City. There's like I remember there was a big kickback like a year or two ago. These Mexicans were fighting back, saying, "We don't move here anymore. You're ruining our city." It's the same thing. You know what I mean? People want to enjoy their culture in their cities that they built.
Right. And
You
that's the
know,
beauty of the melting pot and the way it was supposed to be built. You know, all cultures are welcome, that's for sure. But the beauty of the melting pot is taking the time to like learn and understand the culture of your fellow neighbor and then to just, like accept it and be a part of it. But like the
I
melting
don't
pot
want to
was
hear
always there was
mosque
all
fucking horns going off for time of prayer in my neighborhood, dude. That would be horrible. I don't know. This is not a Muslim country. This is not a fucking Jewish country. If anything, it was built on Christian values. Um, so, dude, that's where it gets kind of like, okay, how far do you let these people have it? Because I don't know about you, but I think you told me that they built a mosque in Niagara Falls.
yeah, right,
And they
right
got
on, right in a very distressed neighborhood on 18th and Pierce. A brand new mosque went up, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see how things have changed, especially in this town. And like I don't hate anybody. I mean, I
no,
always
but
want to make I
let's
always want to make that clear. But like, I don't know.
you
It's
got to
just
assimilate to the country. That's the only
yeah,
way.
yeah. Like definitely maintain and still practice your own culture, but you
But
have
let's not get
to.
away from the fact that this was most likely a false flag. Because
Well,
from what I understand, this Afghani guy was an interpreter for the CIA. He worked for the CIA. So this has false flag written all over it, MK Ultra written all over it. How many times have we heard the likes of Laura Loomer talking about an Islamic terror attack, and boom, they do it right on the eve of Thanksgiving. A CIA fucking asset. Let's get more into this guy, man. Can we get some more information on this guy? What's his name? I mean, I'm kind of learning about it all right now as we go.
I
But yeah,
got.
this guy was an interpreter for the CIA. I just found
Communities.
out.
I also spoke
Let's take a look
This
here.
retard. He's the last thing we need to hear.
He's going to talk about. Let's view this real quick. He's going to talk about the stuff we're looking to get into. So hang on, let's play it.
Cash Patel. Okay.
I also spoke to Director of the CIA John Ratcliffe last night and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America. That is what a broad-based international terrorism investigation looks like. We will provide continuous details to the American public while at the same time not jeopardizing the ongoing prosecution to ultimately hold this perpetrator accountable in our courts of law. Communities.
All right, so there's the confirmation from Cash Patel, maybe the worst FBI director ever, but potentially right behind John Ray.
No, he's the worst, dude.
He worked with multiple governmental agencies, including the CIA, which is
This is the
unbelievable.
biggest red flag ever, dude. Come on. Yeah, Laura, all these people telling us Islamic terror attack is incoming. And then one that works with the fucking CIA commits it.
So this guy, his name is Ramanullah Lakanawal, and he spent 10 years fighting with the Taliban.
Okay. He came to the
Alongside
U.S. in
US Special
2021 during Biden's.
He got citizenship as a reward for fighting alongside the special forces. And how does he repay us?
Granted
for citizenship?
asylum in April 2025 under Trump. Is that under Trump? Would that be under
You
Trump?
are you showing that on your screen, Dave?
No. I'm reading this on the TV. So he was granted asylum in April 2025. That'd be under the Trump administration, right?
Yes.
So there you go. They're on the same team. False flag. They both all sides wanted this shit. They brought this fucking quack in here. Probably started frying his brain right away. He worked for them, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, man, that's how it works. That's how false flag. This is just like obvious, man. They got to get better because they got to realize the researchers out there on the internet are going to pick these apart in a second.
Well, the people and the researchers in our circle are well aware of the typical MO for this kind of thing. So you're right. They just have to totally change it up, or these will get called out quickly.
Yeah, those days of like these lone wolf shooters being able to have no, footprint, digital, those are over, man.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
So they got to adapt, man. The CIA is lacking right now. They got to hire like some young 19-year-olds to fucking revamp their psyop and on the internet.
Well, you can't hide anymore. Everybody, there's a camera on everybody's doorstep nowadays, so it's hard to just have them sneak off into the woods or whatever and not be seen. You're being seen by a camera every 2 feet you walk nowadays.
Yeah, it's almost like their surveillance state backfires a little bit against them in situations like this. But man, yeah, false flag all fucking day. How could he worked for the CIA, bro?
He worked for the CIA, the neighbor. These alphabet agencies are all bad news.
This is crazy, dude. Come on, like the guy works for the CIA, and he's the one who committed the terrorist attack. The fucking CIA. Like, are we kidding me? Like,
well, I mean, it's been said numerous times that Osama bin Laden himself.
He worked out. That's why I was just about to bring that up.
That's right. He worked for the CIA. And not only that, we armed the Taliban. We armed the Taliban. We armed Al Qaeda. We armed all these people, and then sent them out to fight each other in what was called bringing democracy to a place like that. It was all about the oil. It's always all about the oil, man.
Remember that day they were flying out of Afghanistan? Everyone was holding on to the airplanes.
Yep. That was one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to this country was the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
What? Can we pull that video? That was a fucking wild video, dude.
Yeah,
it was like straight out of like a wild action movie.
Let me see what I can find here. That's something we always want to see.
Dude, people were holding on to the wings as it was taking off. I wonder if that was even real.
Another false flag.
That was so crazy, dude. Oh, there it is. Biden's like, gotta go. These dudes are like, no, we're coming. Fuck that. What a mess.
One of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to this country.
Didn't we leave billions and billions of dollars worth of military equipment behind?
Yeah.
It was just cheaper to do it that way.
It was cheaper to do it that way, and then said billions and billions of dollars of military equipment had been getting spread around to our enemies. It wasn't planned that way. Absolutely.
We arm the cartel. We arm these motherfuckers.
I want to hop in the chat for a second for a question that I'll pose to you, Dave. First of all, Shelltastic says good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. But she wants to know, how long before Cash gets fired?
I guess that was a report, right? I mean,
I've seen it. I've seen it a few places.
Like,
I think it's
fake news. So Trump did address it and say, Cash is doing a great job, I think. But we've seen him say that kind of shit before and then go around and fire somebody. I mean, how many people did he go through in his first administration? The turnover was crazy. So I imagine we're going to see some turnover pretty soon. especially if shit gets hot. Well, I mean, he doesn't have to worry about re-election, even though he's teasing this 2028 thing. So I don't know, man. He just needs his yes men in there, whoever's gonna do what he says. But I don't know. Is Cash doing what he says? He must be, or I think he would have got rid of him by now, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
He
You
thinks
have to-
Pam
you-
Bondi's doing a great job. Like, what the fuck?
you have to wonder. You really you have to wonder what's in this guy's brain, because what Cash Patel's doing couldn't be considered anything further from a good job. And then, yeah, like you said, he keeps saying Pam Bondi's done a great job. This whole Epstein stuff, it's just, what a mess. What a mess we live in right now. There's no better way to put it.
Nobody voted for this shit, man. Even if they don't want to admit it, like, no Trump supporter voted for this garbage.
No,
I mean,
and
I hope that's true. I hope they're both on thin ice. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, Trump had years to prepare for this, to see who he wanted in his cabinet. He knew he was running for since he left office the first time. So it's like, to have guys in there that are not ready to go is just unacceptable. It's beyond. That proves to me that they're all on the same fucking team.
yeah, they're all on the same team.
Or he's just the most incompetent hiring fucking person in the world.
There's no way somebody, Dave. There's no way there's somebody that is this incompetent. They're undoubtedly all on the same team. It's a big giant club looking to fuck us all over, and above all, not protect the children. And I got a clip I'll show right now. Tucker Carlson talking about this, and he's a controversial figure right now, obviously. But I can't say that I don't 100% agree with the sentiments he's about to share right here. So
look,
give this a watch.
Tucker is my favorite CIA Fed plant. By far, dude. He is. He's great.
Controlled opposition, bud.
He's the best controlled op there is out there.
But sometimes he makes a point that you just can't help but agree with. So I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to ask you to react. Let's do it.
Oh, is he on Sean Ryan's show?
And on the Republican Party, it's just almost to the point where it's just useless, and I'm going to have to oppose it.
He doesn't even know it
because I hate them too much, but because they're such betrayers. But anyway, in the Republican Party, it's like, you a socialist? Are you from Mondani? No, not really a socialist. Just, I don't want any more dollar stores. I don't want high density housing in my neighborhood. I don't want any more fucking strip malls that nobody goes to. No more karate studios and vape shops. Like, how about no? Ooh, socialist? You don't believe in the free market because you bribed a fucking county commissioner to build more garbage? You don't even live here? Mm-hmm. In a normal society, we'd like burn your strip mall down. You can't do that here. You can't turn my women into prostitutes. Sorry, OnlyFans. And you can't destroy the landscape that I live in. No. How about no? That's not crazy, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, no.
And you can't take all my tax dollars and then refuse to do anything about child molestation. Like, the whole reason you exist, county commissioners, is to protect my daughters from getting molested, but you won't because, like, why?
Well,
yeah, I mean, Tucker nails it, dude.
Right on the head. I mean, that's my feelings in a nutshell, right there. Like, that's the inner rage I've got right now. None of this is what I voted for. But he does work for the feds, right?
Yeah, I mean, how can your dad be in the CIA working intelligence operations, and all of a sudden you're a journalist, at the highest fucking form? You get to leave Fox News, lead the fucking charge on independent journalism. The CIA would never allow that, dude. We don't live in a free country. We live in a controlled country. And our media, our big media things are just as propagandized as Russia and all these other big countries that have big news networks that are controlled by state run. It's the same thing here. There's this whole, you think Benny Johnson, where do you think he's getting his checks from? Where do you think Benny Johnson gets his checks from?
They're probably signed. They're probably signed Netanyahu.
It's probably signed by Donald Trump himself or Netanyahu. Yeah, I mean, tomato.
Well, they're both authorized signers on the account, Dave.
But seriously, dude. I mean, all these guys are. I like Nick Sorter, dude. I followed him before he kind of blew up and everything, but all of a sudden he's living in DC. Like, somebody's paying for that. Somebody has him in DC working on behalf of somebody. It's just how the game works. It's grimy. It's gross. I don't want any part of that. I don't want to go to bat for any politician, man. They always fucking disappoint us. When have they not?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. So in the comments, Shell wants us to check out Trump's True Social post from Thanksgiving. It reads like it's from. She says it reads like it's from Stephen Miller.
I'm sure, you know.
So with
How
that
old's
said,
Trump almost 80.
he's like 81.
Dude, what 81-year-olds on fucking X? you
Nobody.
know that he's
Nobody.
not controlling that. They showed the one video where like he had that girl like type in next to him. He's like, say this, da, 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 da. And it's just
So
like,
do we want to read this? Do we want to?
yeah,
Do
pull
we
it
want
up.
to react to what he had to say?
Sure, yeah, read it.
I might
out.
have to bust out my. See, I'm nothing like John. I don't have the greatest voice, but I might
Speaking
have
of
to try
John,
to.
where's John?
He's in a meeting with Dr. McCullough in the Wellness Company right now.
I had a feeling. That snake.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to John, making that bacon right now, in more ways than one.
I know.
All right, let's do it. Let's hear
Bastard.
from the old. Let's hear from the old Trumper. A very happy Thanksgiving to all our great American citizens and patriots who've been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with other certain foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, don't want to openly complain or cause any trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what's happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will roughly get $50,000 in benefits for their family. The real migrant population, much, much higher. You wouldn't believe it. The refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II. Failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, large deficits, etc. Think Joe Biden. Sleepy, creepy Joe Biden. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey, as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, and hoping against it they will be left alone. The seriously retarded governor of Mexico, or Minnesota, you may as well say Mexico, Tim Walz, he does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or maybe both. And while the worst congressman woman in our country, Ilhan Omar, brother fucker, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, who probably came into the USA illegally by fucking her brother. If you're not aware, you're not allowed to marry your brother. It does nothing. She does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, how badly she is treated when her place of origin is a decadent, backward, crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. Even as we've progressed technology, immigration policy has eroded those gains and living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all the millions of Joe Biden's illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe Biden's Otto Penn. Otto Penn was a great president. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it, let me tell you. And I'll remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country. I will end all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country. Damn non-citizens. I will denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. And trust me, they're not compatible. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal approval auto-pen process. Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all except those that hate, steal, and murder. Everything that America stands for, trust me, you won't be here for long.
Wow, that was an impressive stretch you went on there.
I have never read that much in the Trump voice ever. Mine is not as good as John's though, so it really should have been him.
Though. Not bad. But man, that's a lot of fucking I think Trump just came off the top of his head like, oh, let me tweet this from my phone real quick.
Do you think he really sits there and types all this stuff, or does he just sit and dictate to somebody to type it for him?
You never saw the video of like the lady like on the computer next to him, and he's just like watching. He's sitting there watching TV. He's like, say, and she just starts like she's just sitting there typing furiously, and that's how he does it. He just sits there and watches TV and just shouts at somebody, and they type.
Can you imagine that job?
Jesus, yeah. That's how that's a Kofifi and shit, dude. Fucking, that's how that it was. Happened. I mean, but anyway, getting back to this whole freaking slop that he fucking wrote. Yeah, dude, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, get rid of him, man. We don't want the criminals here. I get it. Like, yeah, you campaigned on it. I heard the numbers. Like, he's not even deporting anybody as far as what he claims to
the numbers are lower than the deporter in chief Barry Obama or Barry Sotomayor, whatever you want to call him.
Get the fuck out of here,
Barry
really?
Sotomayor. Yeah, look it up. In fact, I'll look it up right now.
Look, you're the lookup guy, man. Blow my what? You're telling me he's behind Barry's numbers?
Yeah, the numbers are definitely lower.
How does he justify? How does he walk in public? How does MAGA allow this?
Because it's all fake. They're all on the same team.
Where's the wall, man? I don't hear about the wall anymore. I thought we were going to reconstruct the wall.
All right. So I maybe misspoke a little bit, but the stats I'm seeing. Here you go. Here's an interesting number from August. Bill Clinton, 12.3 million. No, I don't want Grok to explain the post.
Grok can improve your post now. Everything. It can think for you. It can write the post.
Have you ever done this? Let's see what it does.
No, I just saw the feature yesterday. I was like, I prefer my brain. Like you can literally type a tweet and it will make it better for you by rewording it and making it more viral.
This seems to be a little bit too much
yourself. Here. Yeah.
So, but the numbers are what matters in this case. So you got old Bubba Clinton, 12.3 million deportations, 0 injunctions. George Bush, 10.3 million over his presidency, also was 0. You've got, over the course of his presidency, Barack Obama deported 5.3 million people, no injunctions. So Trump's first 100,000 had 30. So obviously we know people were working against him. But the number I saw was same time now versus the same time for Obama and his presidency. There's a 30,000 difference. Trump's not behind, but he's not ahead far. It's 320,000 to 290,000. That's not a number that makes me feel good. This is not. It's again. It goes back to what you've been saying, Dave. It's all show.
Yeah, man. They're all in the same.
It's all for show.
Think about it. If the Republicans were to cure the border crisis, I mean, dude, since I can remember watching this whole political crap since 12 years old, 10 years old, whatever my first memories of this crap is, they've been talking about the border and how the Republicans are gonna secure it, and the Democrats want, it's just a show, and it will never end. Why would they want to cure it's like curing cancer, dude. Why would you want to cure cancer when you make billions off of it?
Right. And it cycles around too, because if you look at past campaigns, if you look at the Barack Obama campaign, for example, if you look at a lot of his campaign rhetoric when he was running to be president, it's a lot of the same rhetoric that was recycled and used when it comes to Trump controlling the border. Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, everybody on that side of the fence, that perceived side of the fence, at one point or another made all of these real specific statements about walls and border control and border security. It just flips by whatever party seems to be the popular one at the time that it's an issue. It's all fake. To quote Seven Seas, shout out to Seven Seas.
Yeah, the more you dig in, the more you realize just how much bullshit it is. It's sad.
It's real sad
For our country. Did you see Trump posting the Q porn and like the to liberate the deep state on his Truth Social with the Q with little Q things? It's just right after Marjorie Taylor Greene went on and said that it's all bullshit. There's nobody. What you see, there's no operations going on behind the scenes to dismantle the deep state. When Trump's having like, the CEO of Pfizer, Zuckerberg, Gates, all these people at the White House. Yeah, Trump went on this little rant like Dan Scavino takes over and posts this shit for him. And just to keep the base, that base at ease, man. It's just a mind controlled thing. It's fucking sick. It's gross. And he didn't make these memes. Somebody else did. And I'm sure I'm gonna get some hate for this, but I don't know. There is some truth in Q, and there's some good information. There's some.
Well,
good
that's how
people.
they get everybody. They dangle small amounts of actual truth and then put a whole bunch of fake stuff in the middle to make the people feel like they're onto something because there's something tangible they can connect A, B, and C with. But then when they mix in all the fake stuff, the A, B, and C is forgotten about because the focus shifts to how these people are supposedly
it
crazy
keeps people
for the
sitting
things
on
that they're
their
misled
hands.
with.
We're watching the show. No, motherfucker, we need to get active and become the fucking people doing the things that we think is going on. We need to be the white hats. Like the white hats are not, they don't exist. The mysterious white hats in the government, they don't fucking exist, guys.
Probably not.
No,
Probably not.
They don't. There's no white hats, dude. If they are, they have little kipkas. They fucking and they take money, or there's no white hats. There's no white hats in our government. We're being sold out. Thomas Massey included. All these motherfuckers, man. They're in secret societies, or they're either getting paid off by a foreign government. So it's just how the government rolls, dude. You don't get to a certain height in this government. You get killed if you get to that height and you're independent, or you're never going to get traction.
Or you're just stuck in obscurity for eternity, like Ron and Rand Paul.
Yeah, true. Like their whole movement never got any backing from
their movement got hijacked and made into something fake.
Yeah. So
100%.
Yeah, it goes to show. I mean, we are definitely living in a scripted world. As far as how scripted, everyone, we can argue all that shit, but there's no doubt, man. What else has been going on in the landscape of acts, dude? Did you see that whole gambling scandal?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of different figures that have been implicated in that too. A lot of people that I like.
Me too, man. It was weird.
I don't know what to think about it.
I happened to open my X feed, and the day that everybody tweeted it, I was like, what the fuck? Why is everybody tweeting this fucking Raiders game? Somebody bet against their team, but I could never do it. But this guy did it and turned 20K. And I'm like, what is this shit, dude? Then I realized, obviously, this is a paid campaign. I've been offered these kind of.
There's a lot of people in said paid campaign too. Let's go through some of these names.
I'm not against people making money, but it's like, okay, we're gonna pull up a Eskinar's tweet that kind of breaks down what this company is afterwards. But yeah, this is the tweet that went out. And
so you got Elijah Schaefer on this list. You've got Stu Peters on this list. Stu Peters was at one time a friend of the show. You got Jack Wallace. You got Matt Wallace. Matt Wallace is everywhere. Pearl Davis, Sam Parker. It's just, and this could be a lot bigger Sam too. Parker.
And I don't blame people for taking money, but like, okay, all right, you guys want to always play the moral high ground. It's like you really want to promote gambling. It's like, okay, I partake in gambling. I do, but I've seen it destroy lives also. I know I have a control where I'm not going to go gamble my family's savings away or anything like that. Just pocket change. But I've seen people destroy their lives. So it's like, okay, yeah, everyone can do their own thing. I'm not mad at them for making money. The fucked up part is like the company. It's some offshore company. They don't know who the owner is. Nobody asked any of these questions. If you want to go over to Escanar, yeah, I mean, if you want to read through his thread
Yeah,
here,
this is a long thread right now, and I will. It's good. It's interesting stuff. I think we're gonna need to hear it. So let's do it.
and we will have him on the show or get a space with him soon. So
Hopefully
he can
soon. We've been
further-
talking about that for a while. I would definitely love to sit down with this guy. He may be the hopium slayer, but it's all information we need to hear. So that said, so the Biggers Casino psyop and the influences who took the bag by Sir Escanar, Agent of Suffering. That's an apropos name. But anyways, the world's #1 casino, as they say. It's run from Serbia, Pakistan, France, and Africa. It's totally normal. It's totally legit, and nothing screams trusted betting platform quite like Serbian mind control and a Pakistani SIM card activated by penguins in Madagascar. The Biggers with a Z, corporate structure equals no structure. Here's what's actually verified about Biggers. It's operated by CDK Play Inc. SRL. It's licensed by Anjuan Offshore Finance Authority, aka the new Curacao, for those who think money laundering laws are too restrictive. There are no listed owners, no public leadership, no transparent corporate registry, no physical office, no jurisdictional full footprint. They are connected via the Serbian App Store. They are promoted by half the internet overnight like a coordinated opioid relapse. Translation. It's a crypto casino run out of a mailbox near Madagascar. Affiliates and shills, all sus. Every alpha trader, crypto expert, marketing guru, and Biggers partner magically appeared from Pakistan, Serbia, West Asian, or France connected via Serbia. But they claim they're from USA, bro, trust me, Australia might, or that they're a London finance expert. Yeah, sure. All while connecting from the Pakistan Android App Store. This is not a betting platform. This is a league of international scammers speed running the American IQ test. All your favorite influencers, they all took the money. Here's who promoted Biggers in identical wording, identical timing, and with identical scripts. Morgan Ariel, Stu Peters, Elijah Schaefer, Pearl Davis, Jake Shields, Matt Wallace, Sam Parker, Crypto Wizard, Jack Wallace, and a dozen other patriots and truthers. Every single one of them forgot to ask, who owns Biggers? Where does the money go? Why are all the affiliates from Pakistan and Serbia? Why is CDK Play Inc. SRL registered in the Bermuda Triangle? Why is the license from Anjuan, an offshore island of Madagascar? But the moment the wire hit, oh my God, guys, 20K in one day, Biggers is insane. Reality check. This is an unregulated offshore black hole. When a company is offshore, unregulated, ownerless, jurisdictionless, connected through Balkan Telecom, powered by Pakistan, promoted by influencers who didn't research shit, it means they want your money flowing into a financial void they control, completely untraceable, completely unaccountable. This isn't a casino. It's a digital sinkhole for liquidity extraction. Jesus. And the influencers got a cut of everything you use? Meanwhile, research as an ex didn't notice a thing. These people can decode Masonic patterns in Trump's tweets, mind control in Taylor Swift's concerts, shadow government comms in a hidden history, but somehow missed a Serbian, Pakistani, Madagascar casino funneling American money into an unlisted offshore corporation. Get the fuck out of here. Not one of them asked questions. Not one of them followed the money. Not one of them warned their audience, because the grift always comes before the truth. Apply pressure, flood their replies, make them answer. Ask every influencer, who owns Bigger Z? Why are affiliates from Pakistan and Serbia? Why didn't you disclose payments? Why should Americans trust a casino licensed by a tiny island government near Madagascar? They took the bag, now they owe you answers.
So there's a part 2 to this that goes even deeper, and guess who gets fucking dragged in to it? Tel Aviv, Israel.
Of course it does. Is
And
that
it
on this
almost,
thread, the second part?
Yeah, I think he puts part 2 or some shit. I know. I think it's a completely different tweet. We should go through it if we just went through all that.
Yeah, of course. I'm trying to find it right now. But like,
I mean, you got to do research, dude. When people just come asking, offering you money, I'm all, whatever. You make your money, but man, don't put people at risk of losing their money in a fucking crypto casino that's not regulated.
here it is. I found it. All right. Looks like there's something in a space too.
Oh, he goes deep, man.
Should we listen to him? Let's listen to him.
How long is it?
My
2 minutes.
interpretation of Dustin is this: he's in the middle of a lot of fucking crossfire.
That's
which
from a
could mean
long,
good
long
thing.
time ago. This
However,
is
a
not.
couple of the people calling him out are people that I respect. So this is where I'm caught, and I don't know what the fuck.
This was they put at the top of the tweet.
This
though.
is about like
I didn't
Dustin
wanna talk
Nemos
shit
or
about you.
somebody.
Usually, you entertain.
This isn't relevant to
You
what we're
came
talking
here-
about. It may be somewhat, but not really. Let's get to that other tweet that he dropped.
All right, so here it is. Bigger Z add-on, the Israeli grift
Yeah.
illegal in America. Let's continue where we left off. You wanted proof, you wanted receipts. Fine. Here's the part every influencer forgot to look into. Let's dive deep. The Anjuan Gaming Commission is a Tel Aviv sock puppet. Bigger Z's gambling license comes from Anjuan, a tiny rock off of Comoros. Most people can't even find on a map. But guess what? Every licensing handler, compliance firm, and application processor tied to Anjuan operates right out of Tel Aviv. Not speculation, read slowly. So we're going to get into some of these. So the GBO licensing firm, their headquarters is in Tel Aviv. They have an Israeli phone number and also an Israeli domain. AnjuanGamingLicense.com. Their offices are, once again, based in Tel Aviv. Parat & Company, Tel Aviv. They specialize in offshore corporation formation, AML compliance, iGaming, legal setup, and international licensing pipelines, meaning Anjuan is just a puppet. The strings are all in Tel Aviv. This is the exact infrastructure Israel uses to run offshore casinos, crypto laundering hubs, shell fintech firms, data harvesting ops, covert financial infrastructure, and now they're running it by Bigger Z using influencers. No owners, no registry, no executives, no transparency. A classic intelligent adjacent offshore ghost corp with no listed owners, no CEO, no leadership, no corporate registry, no operational headquarters, or no real company records. But there's more. Their X account connects through Serbia. Their affiliates, Pakistan, Serbia, United Arab Emirates, West Asia, and Africa. And somehow half of American influencers woke up one morning with Bigger Z in their bio. Yeah, totally legit. Point 3. United States law. Promoting Bigger Z is illegal. Let me spell this out for the influencers pretending they didn't know. Promoting an unregulated offshore crypto casino to Americans is illegal under U.S. federal law. Under the Wire Act, the Illegal Gambling Business Act, and also the federal anti-money laundering statutes. Penalties, $250K and fines and up to 5 years in federal prison.
Jesus.
Michigan and Arizona have already issued cease and desist orders to promoters of offshore casinos. Influencers have been charged before and people have been jailed before. This is not a gray area. This is felony territory. And these morons are promoting it publicly on X. Point 4. Why do Israeli firms keep appearing behind these casinos? Because the Israeli gaming sector is a pipeline for laundering, a platform for data harvesting, intelligence collection, and the perfect cover-up for offshore financial ops. Crypto casinos are the gold mine of modern surveillance capitalism, providing unregulated money flow, ample identity data, behavioral tracking, money laundering capability with no VPN usage allowed. Tell me again how independent these people are. The receipts aren't optional. Let's just put it plainly. Bigger Z is an offshore Israeli adjacent gaming network running through Comoros on paper but Tel Aviv in practice, promoted by anti-Israel influencers who don't read contracts and don't do research apparently. It is unregulated, unregistered, non-transparent, illegal to promote, operated via a Tel Aviv licensing background, and hosted through Serbian and Pakistani access points, and promoted to Americans through compromised clowns pretending to be truth tellers. Bigger Z is not a fun betting site. What it is an offshore crypto iGaming operation licensed through Anjuan and administered straight through Tel Aviv, promoted by U.S. influencers, funneled through Serbian and Pakistani affiliates, and legally radioactive under U.S. law. And for every influencer taking the money, they know nothing, they ask nothing, they research nothing, then they are funneling their audience into a foreign black box casino with zero accountability. Your trusted researchers who tell you who the bad guys are, they didn't research this at all. Or worse, they did and they took the money anyway. And honestly, Dave, I can believe that. I can see that being somewhat the truth. Because at the end of the day, half of these people are just fake bullshit and they're all about the money.
Yeah, absolutely. And the weird part is that you knew this was going to look bad from 90% of the people that posted this. Like, their audience is against this shit. So I almost think this could be like an operation to discredit these big accounts like Jake Shields. He's been going through it like crazy. For example, one of them was Morgan Ariel girl. But their whole audience is Christian, whatever, taking the high road, fuck APAC. And then boom, they're taking this money for this offshore casino shit. And it makes them look so bad because it like delegitimizes them as far as, the movement or, whatever the fuck they're a part of. And, dude, it's, I wonder if it's an operation where a discrediting operation at the same time of pumping a casino. But I think try to go to the Bigger Z's page on X. I think it got suspended as of yesterday. It did. Is it back or is it?
I was watching. My favorite influencer, Salty Cracker, and
was he talking about it?
He was, and he went to the page. Let's search it. Let's see what do we got.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. But let's go.
I wonder if those people's ads are still up. Go to like one of those people's pages, because I imagine to get the bag, they got to keep the ad up.
If accounts are getting suspended by the looks of it.
For with Bigger Z.
Low follower accounts. Low follower accounts. Here you go. Bigger Z is officially suspended. It's officially suspended. So let's go see if Elijah Schaefer kept it up. He's probably the top one on that list.
Yeah, he's getting sued by Cash Patel's girlfriend. It's like, man, I get it, man.
Well, he needed the money.
Yeah, do some research though. Fuck. I've turned down so much shit because of just I get a little inkling of some shadiness. I'm like, nope.
We're on Elijah Schaefer's page right now.
I like Elijah Schaefer. Did you know he's married to a Jew though?
Isn't everybody?
But he's like, rallies against the Jew and fucking he's married to a Jew. It's kind of funny.
We're all the way back to like 2-3 days ago now, and I don't see this post, so I think he probably took it down. But the damage is already done.
That's what I mean, dude. I think it was a damage thing. I don't even know if it was about the casino altogether.
You might be right. I mean, it makes sense if you fully discredit a whole bunch of the biggest accounts all at once.
In the pro-white Christian movement. All of them are on that same in that same little bubble.
It's just gonna confuse people even more and make it harder to weed through.
Makes them hate them.
They
didn't gain any fans by that. Trust me. There's no way, dude. So I mean, yeah, did they get paid? I don't know. I heard $2,700 was the payment for that tweet.
Looking back in hindsight, I bet you every single one of them wish they didn't do it because that is not a lot of money.
No, for one tweet, sure, but not for the damage it's caused them and explaining they've had to do. They have to say, well, I've seen a lot of them say like, well, I guess you would just want me to not make money and be a fucking, a non-Jew and just be broke the rest of my life. Like they're all just arguing and shit. It's sad to see, dude. Just do your research, guys. If someone's gonna offer you money, just do a little research on it, please. That's all I'm asking you. Yeah, I'm not against making money. Go make your bread, dude. But just do a little research on what. Yeah,
if they have that kind of money to just drop on creators,
especially if you have an influence,
Right. There's got to be some kind of reason behind it, and you got to find out what that reason is before
I'm
you
not.
agree.
I'm not
Come
trying
on.
to play some moral high ground or any shit like that, but just research where it's coming from. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't play the moral high ground because our third compadre is currently at breakfast with Dr. McCullough in the wellness company.
Oh man, dude.
So speaking of interesting things taking place out there in this world right now, what the hell is going on with Candace Owens, dude?
I don't know, dude. I mean, she's my second favorite CIA plant because she's fucking nuts. It fucking goes off the deep end, and it's fun to watch. But you got to take it with a grain of salt, man, because it's like, all right, you have her blaming Israel for the Charlie Kirk assassination. Boom, 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 boom. Now she's got concrete evidence. It was fucking Macron that ordered the hit on her and Charlie Kirk. And it's just like, what the fuck are we talking about now? And it's like, I want to give her all the benefit of the doubt because she's like the only one kind of pulling every string imaginable, which is, nice to see.
Like we all know the truth is not being told. And everybody wants to rally behind somebody, and she's the only one that's really presented, except for like a Ryan Mata type guy.
But has she presented anything except hearsay? I don't know.
Well, no, that's the thing.
Shit.
Like, that's the thing. A lot of things I'm seeing right now.
The texts were explosive. The
for
texts,
sure.
The texts were 100% explosive. Was she the one who was able to make those public? That text thread where Charlie said, "I have no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause."
Yeah, she broke the text, and she also broke other texts between her and him. Basically talking about that further and saying he was going to bring her in just to push that forward.
And then, so now she's all in on the French angle. I guess some high up French official called her up and filled her in that there was an assassination out on her, a bounty on her head, and some Israeli mercenary was brought in with some French hit squad to take her out. Sounds fucking crazy. For me, it feels like if a president of a country like France, one of the superpowers, is going to order a hit on somebody, I don't think it's going to get leaked to the social media influencer. Do you? I mean, I don't know.
No. I mean, if that was
call me crazy, but
with all the stuff we've seen over the past 5-10 years, you would think that there would be. You would think that there would be leaks, but no, this is nuts. And another thing that I've been seeing a lot said about her lately is that she's using MK Ultra methods in order to get her message across. And I saw a pretty compelling.
I won't discount it.
There's a pretty compelling case to be made for that. I've seen the evidence laid out as to why people are saying that this is what she's doing, and there's somewhat of a compelling case to be had. She's She's doing the overload. The overload technique has been known for a long time, and she just puts a couple of carrots she gives you a whole bunch of information without giving you any information at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting.
The hell out of people.
She says Trump's going to confirm this shit. So if and when that happens, that would be pretty nuts. We'd have to walk back a little bit, but they're playing on the same team. I get it. It's just like, but if Trump did confirm it, it would change the landscape of how how we interact with France and all that kind of shit. I would want to think, but I don't know. But
if Trump confirmed that, it would also in a lot of people's minds, probably confirm a lot of the other stuff she's been saying. But this is the thing, though, dude.
Apparently, she got a call from Trump months ago saying that she's the reason that the Ukraine-Russia war deal wasn't getting done because she kept talking about fucking Macron's, wife, the dude. So Trump was like, you got to stop talking about that. I can't get the Ukraine deal done because Macron won't budge on it until he said I would talk to you and shut you up about this. She claimed that phone call happened. Do you think that actually happened?
She's claimed a lot of things. Maybe it did because allegedly this deal got done and she kind of backed off a bit. Maybe.
I don't know. Isn't there an active lawsuits and shit like that going on?
Well, there still are active lawsuits, but she's not talking about it much anymore. At least in the term she used to use when it was a big deal. And that deal got done. I mean, I could see it happen, but it could also just be more of the misdirection that she seems to be, providing. I saw.
Look here, look here, look there, look here, look here, look there. It's like, fuck.
There's this video that's been going around that maybe we can watch for a brief minute and react to a little bit. It's kind of just like detailing how she does this, And then I'm interested to see how you feel about it. I watched it before the show, and I mean, there's a lot of interesting points that are raised regarding this kind of stuff. So if you're down,
pull it up.
Why don't we show it for a minute and react to it?
Yeah, go for it.
Candace Owens might be one of the most persuasive voices online right now. What she's really doing, whether
14
she knows it or
minutes
not,
long.
is one of the most effective
we don't have to watch the whole
persuasion
thing.
formulas on the internet. Her videos on Charlie Kirk's assassination have averaged millions of views, and Candace is incredibly good at one thing, making people feel certain without ever proving anything. So I sat through all 36
Who's this
hours of
fucking
her
guy? Do we
investigation
know?
so far. Every clip. every
No,
theory,
there's no
just
name,
to
but
see
his
what's
video's all
really
over the
going
place
on.
right now.
And
Tons
what
of
I
people are
found were 5
resharing it.
tactics that make Candace Owens not just convincing, but dangerously persuasive. And once you see them, you won't be able to unsee them. Now, obviously, a lot of people feel deceived and gaslit by institutions, and in many cases, rightly so. But that's not the only thing going on here. If you've ever watched one of our episodes, you'll notice it immediately. The odd footage, the timestamps, things that don't line up, the screenshots that don't make sense, and the random people who suddenly seem suspicious. But she doesn't just give you 1 or 2 of these. Every episode, she throws out more than you can count. Nearly 15 in this video alone, sometimes over 20. In fact, I say that this is virtually the entirety of her episodes. She gathers anything that could look suspicious, even if it could be random or unrelated.
On 9/4, Kakash Patel as far as November and December. Then we have Frank Chara. 7th. Well, Megyn Kelly.
And with so many anomalies being introduced every episode, at least a couple of them will strike you as strange, and given the sheer volume of her claims, your ability to think carefully about any of them gets drawn out by the sheer number of them. By the time you start to think critically about one date, or rumor, or insinuation, she's already moved on to the next. So eventually what happens is you stop paying attention to the quality of the evidence, and you're overwhelmed by the quantity, leaving you to conclude that there's just simply too many strange things occurring for there not to be something more going on. This can be thought of as an anomaly overload. It's what happens when a flood of speculation starts to feel like evidence, and when the gaps in our knowledge become proof that something sinister is happening.
What's going on here? What are Egyptian military subcontractors doing in the middle of Provo, Utah on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated?
And even though she hasn't proven anything yet, within 1 episode, you've already moved on from curious to convinced. And all she had to do was to keep asking questions.
The crime that you were not allowed to commit. Just asking questions.
Okay, but her asking questions is exactly what's in question. If you listen closely to her podcast, often she is just asking questions, but in a way where people hear much more than just a question. Sometimes she makes the implications clear, as she did when implying that Donald Trump was involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination.
I think it is a circumstance where we just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. And he serves us or doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? As soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you.
But most of the time, she stays just short of an accusation. Her questions are often laced with heavy inflammatory suspicion, framed as innocent curiosity, while implying someone's guilt or their hidden motives.
So what was the blue plane doing sitting on?
I would say that the guy makes good points, but at the same time, the kind of journalism Candace is doing, you got to do. You got to ask these off-the-wall questions, because we live in an off-the-wall world where this kind of shit that she's presenting is very plausible. It's
For
not
sure.
out,
And
if you don't ruffle people
that
up,
almost
you're not
going to
seems
get
like,
any questions answered.
that guy, I don't know who that guy is, but it almost seems like some sort of paid fucking discrediting campaign. Because I saw that video making the rounds everywhere. I never really watched it or gave it.
It's been
much
posted on a
thought.
bunch of different
Yeah.
pages, which would definitely lend
MK
credence to
Ultra.
the
I
idea
mean,
of it
you
being
know,
paid.
all you gotta do is just throw that word MK Ultra into a tweet, and anybody in this sphere of the internet's going to be interested and watch it. So it's like almost like almost feel like it's a little bit of a discrediting campaign on behalf of whoever is opposed to Candace Owens. But again, you got to realize a lot of this shit is all theater. They need their own, and everybody needs their own enemies. You know, controlled opposition is the best opposition. So it's hard to navigate these waters of what to take. But like I think a lot of us got started on Alex Jones and this whole movement of finding and trying to find truth. You just got to realize that maybe you outgrow somebody, or the information you're getting is just not everything. It's 99%, except for that 1% that they don't tie it all in. And I think that's what we're getting a lot of from these people. So if you can pick apart, oh yeah, I'll take information here, take information there, and just kind of come up with your own conclusion and hypothesis on some of these people, it helps. But it's hard. You can't go to war for these people. I see some of these social media accounts going to war for like Candace, or going to war for a certain individual. And it's just like, man, how could you be so certain?
You can't. And you've said it a bunch of times on these broadcasts, like it's okay not to know, and I don't know, and I know you don't know, but
yeah.
I mean, I think the ultimate goal here is for us to just continue to do these broadcasts, sift through this information, have guests on that can kind of decipher and decode some of this mess, and ultimately it's the hunt for answers, and I mean we're on it, and we're not getting off it.
No. So we do got a show coming up on Wednesday. Do you want to bring Derek's page up real quick?
Yeah. How do you spell his last name again?
It's like Brooz, something like that.
There he is. I'm excited for this one. I actually requested this one.
It's funny. I DM'd him like a couple days prior, just randomly about some other stuff. And
so yeah, Wednesday night we're gonna have Derek Bros on, and like he runs what's called the Conscious Resistance Network. He's got a lot of information to decode and unpack regarding Klaus Schwab and
digital IDs,
his digital IDs, and his Great Reset and everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
So
I can give you. Let me. Don't screen share with me right now. Keep going on yours. I just want to.
But one thing that stands out about Derek that I like is, a lot of people who do this are in these spaces. They just kind of preach a lot of different things, but don't practice. Derek is the exact opposite of this. He talks about disconnecting and, trying to limit his visibility out in this digital land with these digital footprints. And I mean, this guy lives what he preaches. He's got a flip phone. He doesn't. Yeah, like, and I can't wait to talk to him and just ask him questions. And I think he's gonna blow a lot of your minds with all the information he's got regarding the Great Reset. And he puts it in a way that makes it so just the average person can understand, which is so important. Because there's a lot of information to unpack with this kind of stuff, and you need people who are well spoken, who the average person can understand. And Derek is one of those guys, and we're super excited to have him on the show. What's that? 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this coming Wednesday night.
Yep. Yeah, we should be going live right around that time. So yeah, we'll be posting about it the day before and the day of to keep you guys updated on it. But yeah, some of the stuff we're going to talk about is the technocracy, digital surveillance, digital IDs, biometrics. The psyops around Trump and Elon, as well as many other things. If you do want us to talk about a certain subject, please drop it in the comments, and we would love to bring it up to Derek. and pick his brain on many things. Yeah, he's done some awesome work. We're going to feature too, some of his past work and some of the stuff he's working on now. So yeah, I'm excited about that one, man. He's an interesting brain to talk to.
Make sure you check him out ahead of time. He's got his own website outside of X, which is packed with info. It's called consciousresistance.com. And there you can check out his documentary, Liberation 2030, which is what he's going off to be the exact opposite of Agenda 2030. So,
he's got solutions. We were talking about that. Nobody talks about solutions to some of these dark problems that we're presented with. So a portion of the show is definitely going to be dedicated to talking about solutions to these digital, this digital dystopia that's upon us, and things that we can do to break away from it. So super excited about that one. Got some other guests in the pipeline that we're working on. Don't want to say yet until they confirm. But yeah, dude, any other topics you wanted to hit today?
No, I think we kind of covered, briefly.
Else, man? I don't mind jumping around. I got nowhere to be.
Oh, briefly, I do have somewhere to be, but I think we would be doing an injustice if we didn't mention this, since it's something that you're very big into. So I don't know if you saw SCOTUS. SCOTUS got rid of Title IX, which is what made it law to allow men and women's bathrooms and things as such. So it's interesting that they got rid of Title IX. I'm interested to see how you feel about it, Dave, because this is your number one issue, I'd say. Correct?
The culture wars.
Or close to it.
I mean, at the same time, I start to realize they use these culture wars to divide us, but there is no place in public for the degeneracy of transgenderism, or even public displays of homosexuality. There's no place in society for that kind of shit. But anyways, yeah, it's refreshing to see him strike this down. So break it down like I'm a retard, bro. What does this mean?
So it basically, from what I've been led to understand, the striking down of Title IX removes any kind of federal regulation on what type of it basically returns the decision on how you want your bathrooms to operate back to the person, and doesn't have a federal statute or mandate over it.
So is it giving power back to the states, or is it saying, hey, you got to do it this way or that way?
It's removing a federal standard. So like you said, giving power back to the states, which is really how it should be with everything. That's what the whole idea of our constitutional republic was based around, giving power to the states
that need to be federally recognized, like man and woman. I think that should be a federal recognition that there's only two genders. Because I think that would solve a lot. Then these states wouldn't be able to go around and have these fucking weirdo bathrooms, or allow these fucking biological men to be walking into gym locker rooms with their dicks out in fucking women's rooms. That shit's disturbing, dude.
Yeah, that's the shit that's got to come to an end. Like I've said a bunch of times, I don't give a shit what people choose to do with their life. I don't give a shit what people believe, what they feel. But when you start forcing it on everybody else, and when you start forcing it on people who it makes very uncomfortable, including fucking children, that's when it's a problem. Yeah. That's when it's a problem that needs to be curtailed. And that's where we are as a society. Children are forced to deal with this shit, and that's just not acceptable. And that's half the reason that we're here.
For sure, man. And yeah, we need to do more, and we will do more, and we're going to talk to some more interesting guests. Shaun, I think this was a good episode, brother.
Yeah, for sure. It's our first. It's our maiden voyage alone. I was a little nervous going into it, but hell, I had a good time. I hope you did too.
I did, man. We will do this every week.
Every week. Stay tuned. We'll come up with the idea for the day for this. And if you got any suggestions on what day you'd be down for just a little morning news chat, definitely drop them in the comments, or drop them in the inbox for our page. But like we've said numerous times, all of this, we have to be together on these things. We're not going to get answers if we don't continue to collectively ask the questions that need to be asked. And I can tell you that that's what we're here to do. And we take a lot of pride in this. Dave's put his heart and soul into building the Isaac's Army page and to bringing together this giant community that we've established. And, you know, it's a big deal to us to make sure we get this information out. So, you know, I thank you for taking the time to tune in with us on these days. You know, it's huge that you spend your time trying to get the information you need to be able to fight your own battle within this bigger picture of a war that we're all in, the culture war as we call it. But the only way any of this continues, the only way anything changes, is if people continue to band together and people continue to spread the word. And you know, that's what we're here to do. And you're going to see a lot more of it in the coming future. And with that being said, I think it's time for us to head out and maybe start curating some more stuff for the next broadcast. What do you think, Dave?
I think so, dude. Great job. Yeah, man. I feel like, I don't know if it's a burden or it's a responsibility because of the big following this page has, but we're going to try and bring like the best minds to talk to and give you guys the best information possible. Like Derek, like 7Cs, our boy John Cullen. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he's all right. Good. Yeah, I think he's fine. But you know, these brains that are independent thinkers, and we're going to bring them and platform them, and we want to give you guys the best of the best. So
yeah, we're not only going to do the research ourselves. At the same time, we're going to bring the research right to you, so you can ask the questions you want to ask and understand the research in your own way.
And I'd like to have some interactive shows where, you know, we could pull it in a million different directions and go with the chat and see where they want to dig in on some topics, kind of how 7Cs does his.
For sure.
So yeah, that would be interesting to do some stuff like this in the future. But man, Shaun, I appreciate you, brother. God
man,
bless.
Pleasure's all mine.
This was an awesome show. We will be doing more of this, and yeah, man, send it.
All right. So with that being said, as you know, we are the return of Cappy. This is Isaac's Army. We want answers. We're going to get them. And that battle continues every single day. And without each and every one of you by our side, we're nothing. So with that said, please take care of yourself. Please take care of everybody around you. Be a human. Bring that human touch into life that's been missing for so long. For Dave, for the return of Cappy, for Isaac's Army, and for everybody out there, I'm Big Shaun. Want to remind you to tune in Wednesday night, 6:30, when we have Derek Bros on the broadcast. But until then, go out there and just be kind and be a damn good person. That's all you got to do. We love you, and we'll see you Wednesday night.
God bless.